We are back with NFL Week 6. Let's talk some more pigskin. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and that's right. Week 6 is already here. It is flying by. We are recording this around halftime of Thursday Night Football, so we don't have a recap there. I need 49 receiving yards from Devontae Smith. He has 24 yards at halftime. Goddard and A.J. Brown have 11 of the 14 completions so far. So hopefully he gets some more targets in the second half. But two quick reminders, Week 6 NFL player props and anytime touchdowns video. That will be out on Friday like usual. Also, our MLB best bets video will be out for the Friday slate after this one. It's just one game, Game 5. But also, last reminder, the website, justabetoutside.com. I've told you guys before, it is officially live. We are making improvements to this every single week. We offer a lot of great premium betting tools on there. So if you're a serious bettor, I recommend this. You get instant results, feedback on your bets, end-of-year tax help, access to 250-plus sportsbooks for the best odds. You can join the community tab for free if you'd like to. I post my bets there before anywhere else, just so you guys know. If you want the premium betting tools, though, it is $9.99 a month, but you can use coupon code JABOLAUNCH for one free month. So that link is below, by the way. Let's get it rolling with a little dad joke today. So here we go. I really wanted to start a new diet. I just feel like I have way too much on my plate right now. In this video, we, like I said, we have no recap, so we're going to get right into the Week 6 trends, and we got a lot of them for you guys again. And then I'll give you my Week 6 leans, and then, of course, we will have the best bets and the recap to finish it off. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and come join this awesome community. Let's get it rolling, and that means it's trends time. All right, here is page 1 of the trends. I do this every single week. Hopefully these help you out as a part of your handicap. First one, 3 underdogs of over a touchdown won outright last week. That's just the third time it's ever happened in the last decade. Does that help you this weekend? Absolutely not. That's just some info. But teams with 60% or more of tickets this year, so pretty much public darlings, are 13-30 against the spread through 5 weeks. The worst ATS mark for public bettors ever through 5 weeks. Now, also through 5 weeks, the NFC, how about 18-9 against the spread in the 27 games versus the AFC this year? Only 2 QBs are 3-0 against the spread or better as a favorite this season, Daniel Jones and Jared Goff, the two guys we all thought would be 3-0. Sean McVay is an insane 16-0 straight up when he is a 4+ point favorite on the road. That's wild. Home teams off a bye are 109, 138, and 9 against the spread. That's not pretty. Green Bay, Atlanta, Pittsburgh are the 3 teams this week. Jared Goff has covered the spread 49 times since 2021. No other quarterback has 40. There have been 11 games at Tottenham. That's right. We have another international game. The over is 7-4. Favorites are 5-6 against the spread there. Bo Nix, who is playing in Tottenham, 9-2 against the spread as a favorite, 5-7 ATS as an underdog in his career. And then to finalize this, page 1, Cardinals have lost 3 straight games by 3 points or less, which is insane. Those teams in their next game are 2-7 against the spread. Not too pretty. But anyways, that's page 1. Now let's move on to page 2. Also, one more, Kyler Murray. He is just 4-14 ATS on the road in the first half since the start of 2022. That is dead last among quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, 13-6 against the spread in games played in the Eastern time zone. So he's done well traveling to the East Coast. He's also 27-17 ATS on the road. Over the last decade, teams that travel to face Miami after playing at home are just 19-33 straight up, the 5th least profitable city. Guys, we're digging deep here. That's the Chargers in this one, obviously, heading to Miami. Dolphins also 0-5 against the fourth quarter spread so far. So if you just blindly fade the Dolphins in the fourth quarter spread, you're 5-0 so far. Browns have lost 21 consecutive regular season games in Pittsburgh. That's bad. The last time they won was in 2003, and Tim Furniture was that quarterback. That's wild. The Steelers have won and covered 5 straight games coming off a bye since 2020. And then since 2018, teams in the middle of a road trip. That means they just played a road game. They got another road game coming up. They are 29-2 straight up, 28-13 ATS. That would be New England and Baltimore this weekend. I told you guys, we're digging deep here. The Panthers are 5-0 against the spread in the fourth quarter this season. And they also happened to break a 65-game losing streak last week when they trailed by more than one possession at any point in the game and found a way to win finally. That's just wild stuff. Anyways, that's page 2. Now let's move on to the third and final page. In the last decade, teams coming off being a home underdog on Monday Night Football have struggled the next week. 26 and 42 straight up, 30 and 38 against the spread. That would be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Seahawks are an insane 9 and 1 straight up and 6-3 and 1 ATS on the road under McDonald. This is the #1 road team in the NFL. Over the last 40 years, only one player ever has had 60-plus targets and 50-plus receptions through 5 games. Who is it? Puka Nacua this season. He is a monster. Titans finally covered the spread last week, but guess what? They haven't covered the spread in consecutive weeks since week 2 of 2023. In September, October, and November, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor is 0-16 straight up, with all other quarterbacks not named Joe Burrow, losing by almost 14 points per game. That's brutal. Under Shanahan, the 49ers 13 and 10 ATS playing on the East Coast. When Baker Mayfield starts, the Bucs are 22 and 2 if you put them in a 6-point teaser when they are underdogs, or as an underdog. When Mahomes is -3 or shorter as a favorite, which they are this week, or an underdog, he is 29, 12, and 1 ATS. That's a lot of info. Maybe you guys just blanked out during it, but I love this stuff. Love the numbers and all that. So hopefully this helps you guys get some winners or just gives you some info. But that's what we got for the Week 6 trends. Now let's talk some leans. Alrighty, I got 3 leans for you guys today. These have not made my card yet. Maybe one of them does still, but let's talk through them. So the first one, the over 47.5 in the 49ers Bucs game. I see a lot of points in this one. The Bucs have been playing some really high-scoring games lately. Last 3 games, 56, 56, and 73 points scored. It was against all type of teams too. The Jets, the Eagles, and then the Seahawks last week. Baker Mayfield, if you don't know, he's a top 5 MVP candidate. He has looked incredibly good lately. O-line really protected him well versus Seattle, which is what surprised me, but that was good to see for them. Buka, obviously, Emeka Buka might be the best rookie in the NFL so far. Even with Evans out, Bucky Irving likely out, I still think this offense moves the ball through the air. 49ers, both quarterbacks are questionable. I know that, but I expect Mac Jones to play. It doesn't look like there's anything that says he's not going to. And he's been excellent so far in this offense. He's the one I want over Brock Purdy right now. 49ers games have had 3 of the last 4 with 47 or more points scored. If you watch them, you know McCaffrey has been huge out of the backfield as a receiver. Just one of the biggest weapons they have because they have so many injuries to their receivers. He's really helped in the past game. Bucs defense have struggled to get pressure. Tampa Bay, though, you're usually good versus the run, and they have been again this year, but struggling against the pass. So, again, I think both teams have success through the air here. So I expect another shootout. Give me the over in this one. Second one. Colts -7 at home. Over 7, I really wouldn't think about it. Maybe, I don't know, 7.5, 8. Obviously, 7 being key number. But the big news here is Kyler Murray may not even play. If he doesn't, this line should go up to 8 or more. Jacoby Brissett is his backup. Yes, the ex-Colt. But Colts as a favorite have been awesome so far. Week 1, 33-8 win over Miami as 1.5-point favorites. Week 3, 41-20 win as a 6-point favorite over Tennessee. And then last week, they were 7-point favorites over Vegas. They won 40-6. They are annihilating teams as a favorite so far this year. They are also 6-3 ATS as a favorite in their last 9 games. So this offense is absolutely humming at home as well, scoring 33, 29, and 40 points in their dome there. Daniel Jones has been excellent. Jonathan Taylor, obviously a top 3 running back right now. A very well-balanced offense. Cardinals have kept the game close every week. We talked about in the trends, 3 points or less in the last 3 games, but a hobbled Murray coming into this one. If he doesn't play, I just don't see how they even come close to covering this. I might add this once I see that. But they just had one of the biggest meltdowns in NFL history last week. I think they struggle now coming on the road here. Again, and I think the Colts put up a lot of points. Even though the Cardinals' run defense has been pretty good, I do think the Colts put up some points here. So if Murray is out, I really like this one. But either way, I do like this as a lean for now. Second one, the third one, the next one. Chiefs -2.5. What a game. My goodness. On Sunday Night Football, even though I'm fading the Lions, I just want to get this out of the way. I like the Lions. They're a solid team. This is not me saying they're not ready to play or anything like that. But let's break this down a little bit. Lions have looked great since week 1 loss to Green Bay. What has happened there? It's been a really easy schedule. And it doesn't mean they're not a good team, but I need to see it first. They beat the Bears at home, and that was in week 2 when the Bears were struggling still. Beat the Ravens on the road. Look good on the time. Baltimore's 1-4 and has the worst defense in the league. Maybe it's not that great of a win. Still impressive to go into Baltimore, but beat the Browns at home. They played well in that game, I will say that, but Cleveland is incapable of scoring more than 10 to 14 points. and then they just beat the Bengals on the road, possibly the worst team in the NFL. So it has not exactly been murderer's row yet for the Lions. Only winning team they faced is the Packers, and they got absolutely demolished. And obviously, they're a lot better at home. They take it on the road here. Detroit's big problem here that I don't like for them is they have some massive defensive injuries. Starting corner Arnold is out. Cornerback Avonte Maddox is questionable. Multiple backups at DB are on the IR. They are really thin there. Both starting safeties, Branch and Joseph, are questionable. Both limited practice on Thursday. So the strength of this Lions D is stopping the run. Well, guess what? The Chiefs don't have a run game, and they don't care to. They can score points without running the ball, so that doesn't really affect them much in this matchup. I expect Mahomes to have a great day through the air here against this extremely injured secondary. We're going to be seeing backup after backup here. Worthy and Thornton obviously have really helped this offense. They do look like they're starting to click a little bit lately. Rashee Rice is one game away, so not in this game, but in the next game he will be back as well. If the Chiefs can slow down this run game of Detroit, obviously Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, I really like their chances here at home on primetime. We've seen Goff struggle outdoors before, especially against good defenses like he did in week 1. We may see a little bit more of that too. Chiefs obviously sitting at 2-3, desperate, want this win, do not want to fall to 2-4. So why is this not an official bet? The Lions are against the spread monsters. We've said it every week in the trends. They seems like they've covered every single game for 4 straight years. It's crazy. So it is hard to go against them. But my lean in this one is the Chiefs to just win by 3 or more points. So that's what I got for the leans. And now it is time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Jacksonville, Florida, where the Jags host the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks money line -108, Jags money line -112. Total is 47.5. I'm not doing this because I like them, but I love this spot here. Give me the Seahawks on the money line. I got this at +100 on FanDuel. Now, you see the odds there have moved a little bit in the Seahawks' favor, which I expected, but I gave this out on my website. I think it was Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So I got it at +100. Either way, I still like it here at -108 or -110. But to be honest, some of this is just about the spot. Jags are coming off an incredible win over the Chiefs on primetime. They are 4-1. Everyone thinks they are the next best thing right now. It's the ultimate sell high spot. It's just what it is. On top of that, we have talked about this before, and I don't think it's talked about enough. Under Coach McDonald, this is the #1 road team in the entire NFL. They are 9-1 on the road under Coach McDonald. 9-1. The only loss was at Detroit. Pretty good team. It's incredible that we flipped from an incredible home team to the #1 road team. I don't know how, but either way, it's happened. They're obviously 2-0 this year after beating Pittsburgh and Arizona on the road. So I actually like that they're on the road and coming off a loss. So injuries, this is the worry I have in this game. Hawks defense has some concerns. DeMarcus Lawrence, Witherspoon, Emmanuel Love, Ernest Jones, all questionable. Not ideal, obviously. Those are some big defensive pieces. It sounds like Emmanuel and Witherspoon should play in this game. It's just something to keep an eye on. But Jaguars, though, they also have massive issues on the offensive line. 4 of the 5 starting offensive linemen are questionable. 2 backup offensive linemen are questionable. Also, there's a 3rd-string offensive lineman that is out. I don't know what's going on in the offensive lineman room, but it is not pretty. Also, stud DN Trayvon Walker, questionable. He was out on Monday Night Football. Starting strong safety Eric Murray, questionable. Starting corner Greg Newsome, also questionable. So, I mean, it's not just the Seahawks. There is some big injuries on both sides. But Seahawks, their defense played the worst game of the season versus Tampa Bay. They couldn't get pressure, and secondary injuries ended up hurting them. And obviously, when you don't get pressure, it also hurts. But they were a top 3 defensive pressure in the quarterback before that, facing a really hurt O-line. I think they bounce back and get into Trevor Lawrence's lap here. So Sam Darnold playing like a top 5 quarterback in the league. You can't even deny it. It's unbelievable. His numbers are ridiculous. When you watch him play, his pocket presence, everything, it's shocking to me. But he was absolutely flawless last week until the final pass ricocheted off a helmet and got intercepted. But he's top 3 in all major categories. He went 28 for 34, 341, and 4 tutties last week. 73% completion rate now, 115 QB rating. This guy's been playing well, and like I said, as a Seahawks fan, I did not expect it. I think they play well here, and then the Jags, just a little bit more about them. They really couldn't get higher than they are right now, but last week was the first good offense they have faced in Kansas City, and they gave up almost 500 total yards, got out-yarded 476 to 319. They didn't win that game because they dominated KC or anything. A pick 6 was a 14-point swing. I think it's by Lloyd on that defense, but really helped out. Lawrence played maybe one of his best games in a long time. I think this team is improved, but they're due to come back down to earth a little bit. Their defense has been pretty solid versus the run. If you remove the turnovers, though, the Jags defense is just 23rd in EPA per play. They've had some luck with opponent miscues. Doesn't mean they're not a good team or anything, but I expect the Hawks to exploit them through the air pretty well here. So overall, bad spot for the Jags. Kind of a great sell high spot for them. Seahawks, best road team in the NFL at 9-1 under McDonald. Give me the Hawks on the money line as my first best bet. All right, before we continue, it is time for the KALSHI trade of the day. That's right. If you guys are not a part of this website, you are missing out. The KALSHI link is below in the description. If you click that to join and sign on, you get a $20 bonus credit. This is like stocks. You can buy, sell contracts, but it's on all world events that interest you. You guys have seen it before. You can bet on politics, economics, movies, video games, sports, whatever it is. We're going to have a little KALSHI trade of the day. This is going to be a tiny little sprinkle for me, but I'm going to go to pro football here, and we're going to go to awards, and I'm going to look at the MVP winner. That's right. We got a little MVP race. Obviously, Josh Allen is the favorite right now. Patrick Mahomes second. We're going to do a little sprinkle on Baker Mayfield. My goodness, this guy, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick this year. He's been unbelievable. Last week was his coming out. I mean, if he hasn't already, he's been awesome. So, again, 11 cents per contract means you don't have to bet much to win some money. So I'm just going to throw a couple bucks here on this one. And as you can see, I can win some decent money on just a couple dollars. And maybe as it goes up, you can cash out and things like that. But we're going to hit review and submit that for Baker Mayfield as my MVP winner and KALSHI trade of the day. So that's what I got. Now, back to the video. All right, this next one is something we've done in baseball before. It's a one-unit play. Give me an alternate team total parlay, minus 116 on DraftKings. The Rams team total over 22.5 and the Packers team total over 23.5. I am attacking two of probably the worst defenses two of the three worst defenses in the NFL. Let's start with the Rams team total over 22.5. Nice to get under the 24, the 23s, all that. Their original team total right now is set at 26.5, juice to the over. I like that too on its own if that's all you can do. But first, let's start with who they're playing. The Ravens defense, maybe the worst defense in the NFL. Never thought I'd say that, but 5 opponents versus Baltimore this year. Houston scored 44. That's like a month's worth of points for Houston. KC 37, Detroit 38. Cleveland scored 17. That's not a real offense. Buffalo scored 41. So 4 of the 5 opponents easily went over this line. Baltimore has the 4th lowest quarterback pressure rate. Not used to seeing that. They are just incapable of getting to the quarterback. That's bad news for Stafford because that's what you want to do. Obviously, he's not a guy who can move around, but if you give him time, he's going to find open guys. Ravens are bad against everything. I mean, 8th most rush yards per attempt on the ground, 10th most net yards per pass attempt. Also, no matter how you slice it, they are miserable. The Rams offense having a solid season, averaging 24.6 points per game on the season. Their weakness is really just once they get in the red zone. But Baltimore lets everybody in. I mean, that's just who they are. They're nice people. When Stafford has a clean pocket, this passing game with Puka and Adams is really tough to stop. Very balanced offense, obviously. They've scored 23-plus points in 4 straight games now. Only under was week 1 versus an elite Texans defense, and they had a lot of chances in the red zone in that game as well. So I expect them to have great field position also because, well, they're going up against, a terrible quarterback. Cooper Rush, Lamar Jackson is out, and possibly even a defensive score. Maybe some forced turnovers should help as well. So I think they score 27-plus. I just need 23. The next one, Packers team total over 23.5. This line is 29.5. That's right. The books expect them to score 30 points in this game. Why? Well, they're at home facing the Bengals defense. Similar to the Ravens, they are absolutely horrendous defensively. Some of that is because of how bad their offense has been. I mean, when you have a bad offense, it really hurts your defense. Bengals defense have not gotten to quarterbacks this year. Also, just an 18.1% pressure rate. They have actually recorded some sacks, a decent amount of them, but not getting consistent pressure. Opponents versus the Bengals. Detroit 37, Denver 28, Minnesota 48, Jacksonville 27, Cleveland, not a real offense, scored 16. So if you just see these two teams, the Bengals and the Ravens defenses, the only team that has not gone over against both of them is the Cleveland Browns, and they could play a college team. They will score 17. That's just what they do, 14-17. More numbers. Bengals have allowed the 6th most net yards per pass attempts. They're actually average, allowing 4.3 rush yards per attempt. But Packers offense, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, over 23.5 points in 3 of the last 4 games. Only under was versus that Cleveland. Again, it's all about the Cleveland game because their defense is actually legit. But they're averaging 26 points per game overall this year. Just put up 40 on the Cowboys. This Bengals defense is pretty similar to the Cowboys defense. They're coming off a bye. It looks like they're going to get a couple offensive linemen back, which you love to see here. They don't probably need them for this game, but they put up 27 points so far in both home games versus the Commanders and the Lions. Big step down here, getting to face the Bengals defense. With both of these, with both of those, they're all not only playing bad defenses, these opponent offenses are also awful, which is what you like to see here. Because again, sometimes you want to have them run up the score, but I think these offenses and quarterbacks can turn the ball over and get us some really good field position, maybe some big turnovers leading to points. Also, another way that can help a team total over. So, give me the Rams for 23 plus points, Packers 24 plus points. That is my second best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to North Carolina. I think it's North Carolina. Panthers hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys -3. Total in this one is 49.5. How about another team total? They give me the Panthers team total over 22.5, -130 on DraftKings for a half unit. Now, I'm drinking some extra juice to get under that key number of 23. If you want to take 23.5, I don't mind that either. I do think they go over both of them, but this is like the same bet I made last week and lost. Jets team total over 22.5 versus the Cowboys. What they do, they ended on 22, unfortunately. But let's talk the Cowboys defense first. They held down those Jets last week for 3 quarters, but they also, got some luck because the Jets are the Jets. They're moving the ball pretty well. Penalties and mistakes stalled a lot of their drives. They settled for a field goal on the opening drive when I think they got to like the 10-yard line. They got across the 50-yard line 4 or 5 different times, all to score 0 points. I honestly, when I watched the game, I thought it was more on the Jets' mistakes and lack of execution than the Dallas defense just playing unbelievable. And again, they still scored 22 thanks to some garbage time touchdowns. I didn't deserve that win at all, but Dallas is giving up the most net yards per pass attempt in the entire NFL, 7.5 yards. Opponents versus Dallas this year, Jets scored 22, like we talked about. Packers, 40. Bears, 31. Giants, 37. That is insane. 1 point away from all 4 teams going over this line. This team cannot get consistent pressure on teams. And now, enough for the defense. Let's talk the Panthers offense. I know, this is scary. I get it. But they've been really good at home. In the 2 home games, how about 30 against Atlanta, 27 against Miami? And this Cowboys defense is one of those. They're not a tough challenge. In fact, Carolina has scored 23 or more points in 5 of their last 6 home games dating back to last year. You saw Rico Dowdle give him some explosion, have a huge game. I think he has a decent game here. We can call it the Rico Dowdle revenge game, playing his old team in the Cowboys. Not really, but I think Bryce Young and this passing game can have a lot of success here. A big reason, Cowboys are really banged up on defense. Holy smokes. DN Dante Fowler, questionable with a sickness. Safety Donovan Wilson, questionable. The other safety, Thomas, questionable. Both starting DBs, Bland and Trayvon Diggs, questionable. So yes, the 2 starting DBs and the 2 starting safeties, all questionable to play. Linebacker Sanborn is also questionable. Having a running mate is also another way you can cash some team total overs, and I think we get that because I think the Cowboys offense is going to be able to score. I've been impressed by what I've seen on offense from them. I think that's going to keep the Panthers having to keep their foot on the gas pedal and having to score as many points as possible. If the Cowboys do run away with this one, maybe we get some garbage time points to get us over. Maybe we're sitting at 17 and we get a touchdown late if the Cowboys run away. I do think this is a competitive game. Panthers keep it close, though, and we see a lot of points. So give me the Panthers team total over 22.5. That is my third and final best bet on the video. That's what I got for you for week 6 for the trends, the leans, and the best bets. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The Seahawks on the money line. I got it at plus 100 on Wednesday on FanDuel for a half unit. Alt team total parlay, the 1 unit play. Rams team total over 22.5. Packers team total over 23.5. And then another team total. Give me the Panthers over 22.5 points, minus 130 on DraftKings for a half unit. You can only get 23.5 closer to even money. I don't mind that either. But that's what we got for NFL Week 6. Kind of a weird, ugly slate. Not quite like Week 5. But again, leave your comments below. Let me know your favorite bets. And then all the player props and anytime touchdowns will be out on Friday. Thanks again for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good one. And we'll talk to you soon.